So, this is myrtle, and it's one of my favorite woods. I really appreciate its understated coloring and grain. The grain structure is really complex and interesting, but the wood itself is, I think, pretty calm looking, especially once it's finished. You wind up with something like this that from across the room isn't super flashy, but is very calm until you pick it up and look at how fun the color changing in the grain is. I also really enjoy that as you work through myrtle, you find different bits of it. Like here, you can see it go from red to gray to beige, but just a little bit further down, it might go the other way or be all one color. I've seen pieces of myrtle, like here's a piece of myrtle where a much larger chunk of it is going to be black. And it's not as flashy as something like bloodwood, which is another one of my favorite woods, but I think comes across as a bit much. I also really like Jatoba, which similarly has like the oranginess of like Sapele or Honduran mahogany, stuff like that. But it has all sorts of little colorations. It's not like spalted maple or some of the really flashy guitar tops and stuff. Really been enjoying this kind of stuff. But something I want to work towards is taking things like myrtle that I didn't really seek out. I just stumbled into it. The woodworking store had myrtle in little blocks like this for pretty cheap. And I want to make something that can be in my everyday life. I want to interact with myrtle more. And the start of that was just making a little cup, seeing how it did on the lathe. And it's a little fragile for being on the lathe, but you can do it. You can get through it. Just gotta have rather sharp tools and be careful when grabbing onto it. But I think we're going to take this piece of myrtle and make a lamp. Because right now, my bedside lamp is a very basic IKEA lamp. And making a lamp seems really easy. Like you have your little light fixture, and then you put that in whatever you want. And now you have a cool lamp that every time you look at it, you can go, I made that, or that's made out of X or Y. Okay, so we have a couple of different ways to approach this. I think that for our first outing, we're gonna go for like the IKEA lamp idea, which is just the cylinder base, which maybe we can do something fun with. Sure, we figure something out. And then our light, I think we just do the IKEA base with something fun done on the cylinder, and then we'll get a fancy bulb. And that'll be our guy. gonna be ugly, but it's what I got.